When you see this and you deem it great artwork, it's very artistic, it is not art, it is reality. These artists that come and draw these type of things, they've seen these things in the astral kingdom, in hell, when the astral project, they see these demons. The Lord took me to hell, and trust me when I tell you that I saw demons like this. I saw these demons. They are torturing people. All these Satanists who claim that hell is on earth, hey, Jesus doesn't exist. Trust me, you are going to meet this in the underworld, in hell. Okay, so you guys think that these guys just wake up one morning and they draw these things? No, they saw these things. They saw these dragons. Okay, they saw this in hell. In hell, there's a lot of different creatures. It's like the Chronicles of Narnia. You know, different demons with different shapes and sizes. All of them have one mission: to torture you, to destroy you, to utterly destroy you again and again. And they don't get tired, it never stops. Okay, so you guys need to stop thinking that Satanism is leading you to a better place. There's no Valhalla, there's no Nevada. Those places, they don't exist. When you die, you go straight to hell. Okay, so stop being deceived by Satan, and stop being deceived by these artists who come and draw this type of things and you guys deem it art. It is not art. When you see these things in Hollywood, it is an attack. These are demons. When you adore them and you give glory to them, they come into your life. This I actually saw this demon in hell. It was torturing an artist from South Africa called Killer Cow. You understand? And this demon is called Lacoste, the same brand that you guys wear. It is this. This is the actual demon. It looks exactly like this. Okay, it's a demon. You'll meet it in hell. Even the brands, bruh. Nike, that demon, that goddess of, you will see her in hell. She will torture you. Okay, so today I want to speak about the places that the Lord has shown me, different sections of hell whereby people are being tortured for not listening, more especially Christians, so-called Christians who died in sin. They are in those places and they are screaming, they are shouting, they are crying. Why? Because you guys deem Jesus Christ a motivational speaker. You don't take him seriously. You think, will he'll forgive us, and stuff like that. I'll ask for an apology tomorrow. I'll repent next year. Well, you don't know when you're going to die. Okay, so if you continue staying in sin, the consequences are very, very dire. Because I saw a section in hell of the ladies who put a fake hair. This is what happens to them. They have the hair turns to snakes, and it is biting them all over their bodies continually. They are trying by all means to get the snakes to come out of their hairs. They can't. The snakes are biting them again and again and again. Okay, so this was the section of the women who put fake hair, those who put fake nails and stuff. The nails turn to claws, and the nails it's like they have their own life. You using your own hand to strike yourself and stab yourself. You're doing all of that to yourself. So these things that they put on, they think that it's just material things. No, it's a spiritual attack. When you put on this fake hair, they shave it off, Indian women, and they take it to shrines in India and they pray for them. They put lots and lots of demons in them. So I saw a section whereby the ladies who put this fake hair, this is what happens to them. Their hair, the same hair extension, Brazilian hair, it turns into snakes. This is what happens. The snake, they turn around, they butt her all over her body. She screams, she's shouting, she's trying by all means to get away, but she can't because they are attached to her head. Remember, here on earth, they are so happy that these attachments are on their head, on their head. But in hell, they hate it. They're trying by all means to get them off, but they are deeply attached into their head. Okay, so you need to understand, whatever you idolize here on earth, that's the section you're going to go to. So this section is for the rebellious children, more especially Christians. That's the main reason why there's more women in hell than men, because women go to hell for vanity, for fake hair, fake nails, fake what, because they're rebellious. They've heard many men of God, former Satanists, who came and said, I used to work in the hair extension section in the water kingdom, and we create these things from the mermaid called Mama Water, from the mermaid called Yamaha, and we cut her hair and we put it in boxes, we bring it up here on earth. And guess what? You guys hear the message, but you don't repent. So since you don't repent, this is what is going to happen to you. Trust me, I've seen them. They scream, they shout, they are asking for another chance. They're saying, now we will listen, now we will repent. It is too late. And that's the only thing that God says to them. It is too late. And mind you, Jesus is crying. When he sees these people, he cries, because he's saying, this was my daughter. She was supposed to do great things for my kingdom on earth, but she chose vanity. She chose makeup, Brazilian hair, Brazilian what. She chose to try to alter what I created. So when you alter something that God has created, the only thing that you can use to alter what God has created is if you're going to get something from Satan. Hair extensions come from Satan, fake nails, Satan, makeup, Satan. Okay, so this is the what happens to the people. The women, even men nowadays, there's a lot of gay guys and stuff, they also put in hair extensions. This is what happens. And then the other thing is, there are certain people that look like this, they're like memes, but they're being cut and being cut and being cut and being cut. And I didn't understand what was going on, but it's because they served mermaids to a point whereby they became like mermaid hybrid thingies and stuff. So the fish part, they are laying down on the ground, they are burning, they can't walk. And then there's these demons with huge knives, like that spears, huge spears, and then they're just cutting the tails, and they are screaming. And the reason for that is because right now, while they are still here on earth, because the astral project, they are children of mermaids and they are proud of it. Okay, the astral project, and in the water kingdom they have they sit on thrones and they are big down there. But when they die, this hybrid demon mermaid thingies, when they die, they go to hell, and they still have that fish part, but in hell it is bothering them. They can't move, they can't do anything, they just scream. And then I saw also witches who used to shapeshift into different animals. Some of them are stuck in animal form, but you can see the face of a woman, face of a man. Women, because even some men can do this, but it's mostly women. And they are basically being in that body. It's like a torture in itself, because they're just screaming. Some of them, they look like owls. I saw this one that had like a body of a horse, but she was a woman, and the body was messed up, the bones were showing. She was screaming, and she was screaming for another chance, that she would repent. And they are stuck in this form. It's because when you go deep into Satanism, there'll come a point whereby you can shapeshift and you can travel as a bird and whatever. So they are stuck in that form in hell, and that form is torturing them. I don't know how, but they are screaming, and they are, just imagine an injured animal just going crazy. It's like that. There's like birds try to fly, but they can't do anything, and they are screaming, because now the same thing that they deem power here on earth is now torturing them in hell. And then the other thing that I saw a section of people who have tattoos. Those tattoos, brother, they will come alive. It's like a move, it's like a 3D thingy and stuff like that, and they are torturing you. So basically, let's say you have a tattoo of a scorpion. That scorpion will come alive, and it will keep on stabbing you, with that tail, keep on stabbing. If you have a dragon, that dragon will come alive. So they are screaming, they're trying to scratch themselves. They no longer even have skin. It's like they're like skeletal in a way, but the tattoos, they come alive. The demons, some of them, they come out of the tattoos and they torture them. They don't go to anyone else. Those, whatever you have on your body, if you have MS-13 and you have gang, they come alive. They torture. It's like a you see that thing when they're marking animals, farm animals, they heat something up, and then when it's very hot, they stick it to the skin. It's like that. It's exactly similar to this, whereby the skin it's opening and it's fluid is coming out, and they're screaming. This is what happens. This is the tattoo section. So if you have a tattoo, repent and ask God to forgive you. If you can afford, go get that tattoo removed. If not, ask God to forgive you for those tattoos. They'll condemn you. And then this is an accurate image of how people in hell look like. This is very, very accurate. Then most of them, they don't have meat, and they look like this. and basically, but they don't have this thing with whatever she's wearing, but in the middle of their chest there's like as some light or something. It's not a light, but there's something there, and basically the Lord told me that that's their spirit or soul, so something is shining within their rib cage, but they look similar to this. So when you see them coming to you and say, Lord, please forgive, they look like this, exactly like this. The average person in hell looks like this. So it's very hard to tell who this is up until the Lord tells you that this is Mother Teresa, which I saw in hell, by the way. She was a demon hybrid. She's burning, she's being tortured in hell. And then they are also chained up. There are those people who are chained on the walls. They are chained on the walls, and these ones are the Satanists who kept on chaining people here on earth. You guys think that when you continually put people's destinies in bottles and you putting them on voodoo dolls and you wrapping things, well, it will happen to you, but in hell it will be happening to you physically, okay? Because your soul is very sensitive, compared to your body. It's very, very sensitive. So the chains are made out of fire. Some people were chained up to the wall. Some people were chained up. There's chains everywhere. Mind you, even the people who have lots and lots of chains, African American people with lots of chains, yes, those chains, the same chains are going to be on you. You won't like them in hell because they are going to be a burden. Understand? Remember, in the Bible, Jesus Christ was breaking chains. He was not putting chains on people. So when you put a chain on you, I could care less if that chain says Jesus Christ. You are not supposed to have any jewelry on you, none whatsoever. And then I also saw people in cages. They were in cages, many cages, and in each and every single cage there were demons. They were demons. I saw Queen Elizabeth. The demons in her, she was in like a cube. She was in a section called the royal section. She was in the cube, and she had those guards, those British guards. Like the demons would shapeshift every single time. It was like a movie that never stopped. So they would shapeshift into those guards, and then they walk around, and then they would stab her, and they would walk like those guards, and they would act exactly like that. They would torture her, and then this other demon came and said, "Do you want some tea?" and gave it, and she would drink, and she would scream. She would be tortured like basically how she used to live. That's how they torture her. And she used to be royal, but now the royalty is torture. Okay. And then the other thing that I noticed is that you guys will keep on saying, I'll see you in hell, I will have a party in hell. No, it's like this. This is what happens in hell. The people are, there's a section whereby it was a river, it was a rape section. The people were clinged together, but they were in lava. And this is the same look whereby they were not paying attention to anyone else. This is how it's going to be. You're not going to say, "Oh, we're in this together," or ask your friend, "Why are you here?" No, it's going to be like this. It's like there's no one around. It's only you, because you're being tortured. Okay, very, 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 a very deep, dark place to be in. Lots and lots of regret. And then I saw people who used to serve snakes or snake charmers, or people like witch doctors who had snakes. They are thrown in places like very similar to this. And the reason why I'm saying it's very similar is because it's like a tiny space whereby you can't get up to stand fully. Understand? So you always have to be crushed over, and then there's lots and lots of snakes, and all they do is biting you. They're coming, and it's exactly like this, guys. That's why I'm telling you, these artists, man, they're accurate. They see these things. There's a small hole. There's like lots and lots of small holes at the top, and then they throw you into this place like this. But it's like a bar. It's like a cell, But it's not long enough for you to stand. So you always have to be on your knees, and the snakes are like this. They are consistently biting you. But if you are associated with the snake one way or another, you will be tossed into this section. Whether you're a snake charmer, or you're using a snake, or you have a snake from a snake of money demonically, you'll be in this place. And then I saw a lot of young people, those who are addicted to their phones. Guess how they are tortured? Their phones are like engraved in their hands, and they shoot this, it's like beam of light into their face, to a point whereby their faces are melting. And guess what? They are walking straight into a cliff. So there's different scenarios whereby their faces are melting, and they are forced to look at the phone, and I'm sure they have very painful headaches. and they are walking around. Each and everyone is going to different types to death. Basically, they're going to a cliff, or they're going to a hole, or they're going to fire. And that's the same thing that happens here on earth. Most people will die whilst using their phone. It's either they are hit by cars, or they mistakenly jump over a cliff. Why? Because these phones are designed to distract you. So the same thing happens in hell, but in hell they are being tortured again and again. They die and they come back. And then this picture is very, very accurate in terms of the length of the gates in hell. The gates in hell are this big. You're like a tiny speck. They're like this big. And the gates that are similar to this. That's why when you go to more especially when you go to Britain, when you go to these kings and queens of Scotland or Irish or whatever, when you go to their palaces, castles and stuff, the gates that you see there, it's similar to the gates that are in hell. So it's like this, because hell has different sections, and there's walls and this. Yeah, so this is what I saw, something like this. But up there it had that sign of a hospital, like two snakes looking at each other, and then there's like a sword. Yes, that's why hospitals are hell here on earth, because the demons are there to just take people. You're not getting health there unless you pray. So this is very, very accurate. This is what I saw in hell. The gates, it's like this when you go up to the gates of hell, and at that time you are speaking to yourself, oh Lord, I'm willing to change now, I'm ready. It is too late. By that time it is too late to repent. It is too late to change, because you were disobedient. Okay, so these similar to this, but this one is short, but it's very, very tall. But it's like this, the gates, understand, they just open, and you are forced in. Each and every single person has a demon that is accompanying him, the same demon that you worship right now in the water kingdom, that you bow down to, and you say, oh Merman, you are my god. Yes, Merman will be walking with you. And when you get to the front, sometimes there's like these demons with books, and they call out your name, and you cry, oh, they're like, hey, don't waste our time, go to hell, and they take you straight to hell. And the other thing is, when the people see Jesus, when Jesus is passing by, they turn around and they say, oh Lord, please help us, I'm ready to repent. Different people from different nations, and they look exactly like this. You can't tell that this guy is Mexican. You can't tell. They're all skeletal, that they look like skeletons. They're all like this. And when Jesus Christ, I'm not saying that's definitely not Jesus, but then when he passes by, this happens. They raise their hands up. They raise their hands up and say, please Lord, please give me one more chance, I'll repent, I promise that I'll listen this time, and da 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 da. And in most cases there's three reactions. The first reaction is that God just doesn't say anything. It's like, I don't care about this person. He doesn't. And mostly that's usually for the people who never knew God. And then there's other people that curse God to say, how can you send us here? You're a bad God, blah, 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 blah. God, those ones he rebukes, and actually more demons come upon them. And then there's the other ones whereby God cries. It's the lukewarm Christians. The lukewarm Christians who decided to not take God seriously. When God sees those ones, he really, really cries. And he says, this was my daughter. She was supposed to start an orphanage and feed my children and stuff. But then she gave in to Satanism because she wanted money. She chose to follow Mammon, and she went to the water gods and she started serving them, and she died. So when it comes to the lukewarm Christians who ended up falling into hell, Jesus Christ, he cries for those ones. But the Satanists who never knew him, he's like, I'm not saying he says I rebuke you, but then he doesn't care about them. He asked them question, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you know that? Like, I know Jesus, and but they curse him, and I didn't understand how is that possible. But then the Lord led me to that verse that says, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Weeping are the people who are convicted and they are sorry, but it's too late. Gnashing are the people who are like, why did you bring us here? You're such a bad God and stuff like that. So the gnashing of teeth, like people who gnash their teeth in hell, is extentation. It's Hitler, it's people like Stalin. They gnash their teeth, they're in pain, but they're like, oh, I hate you God, I hate you, because they've always hated God. And once again, this is the accurate look that they look like this when you're passing with God, because when you're with God in hell, you're not stepping on the floor, so you're like floating in the air, and when they see you, they look exactly like this. Oh Lord, please, one more chance. Oh Lord, this and that. Da, 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 da. So I urge you guys, don't go to hell to find out for yourself. I've been there, I've seen this. Please repent before it's too late. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Repent from sin. Seek the Lord. Read the Word. Pray, fast, and do the will of God, no matter how hard it might be. Because in these last days, man, you have to pick a side. You have to pick a side. It's either you with Jesus Christ or you with Satan. So do not be deceived. Do not be deceived, guys. Wake up. Jesus Christ is Lord. He's the way, the life, and the truth. Wake up.